Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk to you about how I think we might have the question wrong for trying to solve autoimmune disease. Right now we talk about chronic inflammation, and in my previous video I talk about how we may have the wording wrong, where I don't think it should be called chronic inflammation. I really think it should be called compromised inflammation, not chronic inflammation. The reason I call it compromised inflammation is because we're looking at the information. And so if you picture it like a computer, when a computer malfunctions, let's say the computer is the lymphatic system, the computer malfunctions, do we blame it on the computer? No. What we do is we blame it on the programming that the computer is reading. And so I think that's what we need to do when it comes to the lymphatic system. I don't think the lymphatic system changed and is now attacking self. I think what happened is it's getting the wrong information. So it's still doing the same job, except for the information it's getting fed is like a virus that is out of control, because that's what it's reading. It's not changed what it's doing. It's just reading information that is not helpful to us. And so where does that information come from? I think it comes from our dish malfunctioning. We're trying to figure out what's gone wrong with the lymphatic system. Well, I think the correct question would be, where is the programming going wrong that is going through the lymphatic system? And when we look at it, we're looking at where the chronic inflammation is happening, because when you're healthy, when you have an illness, you have acute inflammation. It makes helper cells to get rid of the problem, and then the problem goes away. For those of us who have autoimmune disease or chronic inflammation, what happens is we have the illness, the body makes helper cells, but it never does what they call resolve. It never gets finished with the task it began. And so they're trying to figure out, why is that the case? And so they're focusing on the chronic inflammation because the inflammation seems to stay. And so I want to suggest that it's not about the inflammation. I think the inflammation is a warning light that something else has gone wrong. If you think about how the lymphatic system works, when your body is at a state of acute inflammation, that's when it's making these helper cells. I think that's where the problem and the information goes wrong, is during this time of acute inflammation, not later down the road, but back here. And I think if we focus on where the problem goes wrong, maybe it will guide us into different directions, because instead of looking at trying how to fix the lymphatic system, it's really about trying to find out how to fix the information the lymphatic system is getting. Two different problems, totally different angles of looking at autoimmune disease. And so if you want to know more about it, check out Dish 101, because that in a nutshell explains where I think the shift needs to take place in order for us to make a lot of progress in getting autoimmune disease reduced for everyone. Not medical advice, my personal passionate opinion about it.